what's really going on. Bitcoin, cryptocurrency today. Going to be taking a look at Litecoin, LTC against USDT. Going to be looking at some of these key technical aspects of price action moving forward. Going to be assessing some of these pivotal areas of support and resistance I believe we're going to be interacting with in the kind of near future here. Will we be bullish enough to maintain the uptrend and find support kind of around this kind of previous kind of like double bounce zone, or will we kind of plummet to previous levels that we've seen in the kind of not so distant past? Are you bullish? Are you bearish? What are you doing with your Litecoin, your Bitcoin? Do you trade? Do you hold? Or do you let the price action unfold? And let me know in the comments down below your strat moving forward. Are you trading during this volatility, or are you just like hodling through all of this nonsense? There's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the market at the moment. Is this just a healthy pullback, or is the bear market over? Lots of key things going on here. Lots of speculation and lots of volatility. But you got to go with the flow of the market because it knows where it's going to go, or whatever. Anyway, jumping right into it to assess kind of this uptrend so far. We've been bouncing off of this kind of ascending trend line since the kind of end of October of 2020, and so finding support upon it has been quite bullish until breaking it in the 21st of March of 2021. We came down to a previous support level around $177. Upon finding support at this level, we rallied all the way up through a significant kind of zone of slapping, kicking, shoving, spitting, and not good area, just above 206 and under 226. Flew through that to interact with a kind of upper next zone of like kind of, same slapping and shoving. Like they both correlate with each other and talk about just how much slapping and shoving they do at the same time. And so when price action got up to this area, it was like, wow, just as much slapping is down here. So it instantly got rejected, came back down to this previous zone of slapping, and it was like, wow, bounced right off of it again to fly through the upper zone to print these higher highs as if the uptrend was going to continue. We were seeing hundreds of dollars per Litecoin, but then fundamental news had to come out. Everything had to change, momentum had to change. The universe had to let you know that it's still crypto, and what goes up must come down. And we broke downward, fell through the slapping area just above 301 and under 335. Fell through the lower area of shoving, kicking, and slapping above 206 and under 226 to interact with this previous low of 177 that we've interacted with back at the end of March of this year and the kind of beginning of March of this year. And so this has been a kind of key buying area, key like bounce zone that was very pivotal moving forward. I suspect upon finding support, if we were to find support at this kind of like very bullish level, if prices were to recover that nicely, the next local resistance will be kind of above 206 and under 226 in my opinion. And so I do suspect price action to interact with kind of plenty of resistance kind of moving forward here before we can interact with the multi-hundred, $400, $500 level per Litecoin, although the trend does look still rather bullish, and these wicks are getting bought up very quickly, and so we could recover quite nicely, but this could take perhaps a couple weeks to maybe a couple months, as here we have an example of price action trading relatively sideways for almost 2 months. It's like 51 days of sideways, and then we have price action trading for almost a month of sideways before hitting support. And so Litecoin could definitely take its time, although this is a very aggressive sell-off, and so there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the market, and there's lots playing out. We are currently below my $177 support line, so price action is still in a very kind of pivotal state. When we consider EngineeringRobo along with these Fibba Zucchini, Fibba Illuminati lines, and Fibba ratios, we can see kind of a new perspective come into play here. We were very bullish on Litecoin previously as we were interacting with these kind of higher highs coming through this resistance, like solidifying support. And so what appeared to be a very bullish uptrend supported by super buy 4. That moon was quickly turned around by some news that was released by a certain individual making statements and tweeting about their crypto holdings and whatnot, and so it caused all of the new traders present in the crypto market to do what they do. And so we have this aggressive sell-off. We have the sell 4 and hell coming into play. The hell printing during this ridiculous candle close that like opened at like 293, wicked down to like lows of like 147, but then closed at 185, and so that was definitely enough to print these sell signals yet again. Although we have that super buy still in play, and we're looking to find support above that 200 daily moving average, and so technically I suspect if we were to find support, hopefully above what appears to be this kind of 0.382 level, around $172, just under my 177 support line. That does seem to be a very bullish kind of local area of support, especially above that 200 daily moving average. That would definitely suggest that the uptrend is likely to kind of continue, and I believe we can interact with these kind of upper Fibonacci levels present around the in my zone here, kind of above 206 and under 226. We have the 0.5 level at 218. Which is going to be some local resistance moving forward. 0.618 at the $264 level, which is going to be a next kind of point of resistance I believe we're going to interact with, in addition to my upper zone of slapping and shoving above 300 and the under 335, but we have the 0.786 supporting the kind of top of that at $330. And so we have a lot of resistance ahead before we can interact with kind of the kind of like higher highs here back at like $400. And so lots is definitely going on. A very bearish target could be $116, correlating with the 0.236 line at $115, and so we definitely could very well see, lots of volatility play out in the kind of near future here. So at the moment, lots going on. We have sell signals present on the USDT chart. We're trying to find support here. We're definitely in the middle of a potential buying opportunity, although price action needs to kind of confirm above or below my support line before I can be short-term kind of bullish or bearish. But when we consider the price of Litecoin against the price of Bitcoin, we can see it's more crazy price action. A hilariously huge candle close downward resistance off of 6695 Satoshi. We came all the way back down through my zone of not good time area above 5121 Satoshi and under 5630. We fell all the way down to what was local support back in the kind of like throughout April, and so this kind of 4506 Satoshi level is going to be a kind of key area. I believe that we are going to have to find support along before we can be kind of short-term bullish again, but I suspect price action to fall through it, perhaps to lows of around like 4226 or even 4130. When we consider the Fibba Zucchini lines along with EngineeringRobo, we can see 80 perspective come into play, and so that hilarious candle close downward was definitely enough to print all the dreaded sell signals again against the price of Bitcoin. And so we had the buy foreign moon supporting the uptrend since the beginning of April. And so I mean, now we have like a candle close significant enough to print all these bear suggestions again, which is not surprising. And so I suspect this sideways to kind of play out over a kind of longer period of time than perhaps expected. And so this could very well take the multiple months that price action has stayed sideways previously. And so I'm still long-term bullish if we can find support above this 200 daily moving average and perhaps like local lows of like 0.786 line there at 42.79 Satoshi. And so as long as we're above that 200 daily, we believe we're still kind of in an uptrend. We have local resistance around the 0.618 at the bottom of my kind of zone of shoving and resistancing at 5101 Satoshi. Just above that 0.5 line at 5665. And so I believe that to be a key area that we're going to have to find support, either like fly through or find support along before we can kind of pass through that 236, the 0.236 line just above at 6962 Satoshi. So lots going on in Litecoin. This definitely seems like a very nice buying opportunity. Some nice lows that we haven't seen for the past like couple weeks or other months or so. And so I mean, this definitely could look like a local bottom playing out. Although price action could change at any moment, momentum can change at any moment. This is cryptocurrency. And so when we consider the cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, against USDT, the ridiculous stablecoin that doesn't make any sense, we can see price action trading within this range, the 0.5 Fibonacci line at 34K and the 0.618 Fibba Zucchini line at 41K is going to be a kind of key range that we're going to be trading in. We are currently under the 200 daily moving average, which is a very volatile state at the moment. That is a very key point that we've been looking, that we're going to now look to find support on. That's going to definitely going to be a key pivotal kind of component in the uptrend moving forward. So upon finding support above the daily 200 daily moving average, we can definitely solidify that the trend will likely to continue. Although, the longer we trade under this kind of 200 daily, the more sideways we could be, and the more kind of mid to perhaps long-term bearish we could be, and Bitcoin could have this prolonged phase of sideways and accumulation, as we do have price action trading under this 0.618 line, the 41K level, and above my kind of resistance. I have a support around 31K, and there's a 0.5 Fibonacci line at 34K. And so we do have this price action trading sideways within this range for about a month. And so I suspect we could see perhaps a month or several within this kind of key zone above 32K and under 41K for a period of time as the fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the market kind of clears out and plays out. And so we were still very overbought in terms of the year. Like, this is still a very vertical chart if you were to consider price action up until a few weeks ago. And so what goes up this vertically does tend to return to kind of where it came from. And so a 50% correction is, in my opinion, still healthy for the uptrend long term. And so price action could play out in kind of many ways here. Lots of volatility going on. Thank you for hearing my analysis. Thank you for tuning in. Try EngineeringRobo free with the link in the description. Subscribe here on YouTube. Let me know what you're doing with your Litecoin, your Bitcoin. Do you trade? Do you hold? Are you scalping the market during this crazy volatility? Are you buying these bottoms, or did you sell everything as soon as it hit 30K? Thank you for tuning in, and tune in for the next one.